Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Kim from Brownville.com and I'm so excited to be back here at Vegan Outreach. Today I'm giving you a ton of tips for enjoying the holidays as a vegan. This is such a particular time of year because so many celebrations revolve around food, family, sharing time with non-vegans. So today I'm going to give you a ton of tips so you can enjoy the holiday season to the max. The first tip I have for you is to be prepared. Be prepared to have lots of conversations and be prepared to answer a lot of questions about your lifestyle and your way of eating because they are going to come. Sometimes you're going to be the only vegan at the table, right? So be prepared to answer questions and always go with your personal story. This is my favorite tip because, sometimes when we just kind of tell people facts or things we've read, they're always going to kind of want to debunk those things, right? But when we go with our personal story, well, no one can take anything away from that, right? That's just our experience. Tell people why you decided to make the change. Tell people how you felt along the way. Nobody can take anything away from that. Now, be prepared to answer questions. Ask questions too. Make it into a relaxed conversation. Answer with kindness. All of this will create a relaxed atmosphere and won't make people feel kind of defensive. So just make it into a conversation. Tell people what you've been going through. And you don't have to be an expert. Just answer as best you can and always with your own personal story. That's always my number one tip. However, sometimes it's really cool to be able to debunk a myth, right? Sometimes people have these very strong beliefs about protein not being kind of readily available in vegan diets, or the soy myth, soy being kind of harmful for the body. So it's really good sometimes to have a little specific resource to tell people or to show people if they want to find out more information so you can start debunking those little myths along the way and planting those little seeds. Now, my second tip has to do with food. You know how much I love to talk about delicious vegan food, right? So my tip is to offer the host or the hostess to kind of bring some dishes, bring some vegan dishes, but make them traditional versions, vegan versions of traditional dishes. So things that everybody's going to be able to enjoy, that are going to be just as delicious as the animal-based versions, and offer to help. Oftentimes, it's great when somebody offers, when you're hosting, somebody offers to help. That's a godsend. So offer, don't be shy, and offer to make some of the traditional favorites with some little tweaks. Sometimes this is just getting into the kitchen with family and offering to just make some simple substitutions to traditional dishes. For example, using non-dairy milks and non-dairy butter to make classic mashed potatoes with the same family recipe you have. You can still stick to tradition. There's no problem. You can use, for example, veggie broth instead of meat-based broths to make delicious gravies. Add lots of mushrooms in there. Really good, right? Use coconut cream instead of dairy-based heavy cream to make pumpkin pie. You get the idea, right? Create delicious vegan versions of your family's favorite dishes and everybody can enjoy them. Now, if you're new to cooking and cooking for a lot of people makes you very nervous, you can buy one of those ready-made vegan roasts that are readily available now. They're so easy to find and they require almost no preparation. They even come with their own gravies sometimes. So this is something that's really easy to do. You can bring it along, set it aside the other dishes that people are serving, and everybody can dig in. You're gonna open a lot of minds here. I always say that delicious vegan food is one of the best ways to be an animal activist, and it's one of the best ways to show people that vegan food is normal food. My next tip is don't talk about animal issues at the table while other guests are eating animal products. This is something that is really hard sometimes because oftentimes this is the moment in which people are going to start asking those questions or might get a little bit defensive and might start making comments about your way of eating. So this is where you have to be strong and be ready for this moment and tell them that you'd be happy to answer any questions they have, but after the meal is over, so everyone can have a pleasant evening. And you don't create this atmosphere, this tense atmosphere. This is a crucial moment because this is the moment in which people are going to be completely closed off or maybe receptive. So take a moment to just say, I'll be happy to answer your questions after the meal is over, and then do it. follow up with them and ask them if they have any specific questions. This is oftentimes the best way to get the conversation started. And another little thing I love to do, and I'd love to give you this tip, is after the dinner or the celebration is over, follow up with them. Send them, if they were actually really curious, send them a resource they might like to read, a book they might enjoy, a film they might like to watch to kind of get more acquainted to this way of eating, and also some delicious recipes. This is something that I've always done and people love it. People love to hear back if they're really curious. My next tip, if you're feeling adventurous and you want to flex that cooking muscle, is to host your own holiday gathering. I know this can maybe seem a little bit daunting and overwhelming, but you can make it however you want to make it. You can make it really simple, really elaborate with all the traditional dishes of a holiday meal, or you can make it potluck style and share in the expense and the work with friends and family. But this is such a special thing. It's such a special thing to be able to start your new traditions as a vegan and feel comfortable, invite people, and create a nice, safe environment where you feel really happy and enjoying the holiday season, and you can dig in to every single dish that is on the table. And everyone can enjoy it too. We do it every year for our Christmas and Thanksgiving dinner, and usually there is no other vegan sitting at the table, and everyone loves it. So this is something that you can really do easily. You can prepare everything, or you can combine things that you make at home with store-bought items. It's really simple. You decide how to make it, but you're going to have a blast starting your own holiday traditions and make it all vegan. Now, if you're feeling upset over having animal products at your holiday gathering, or it's difficult for you to see people digging into animal foods, what I always recommend is that you focus on the people that are there with you, sharing this time with you. Focus on your friends and family. And also remember that perhaps once upon a time, or maybe even recently, you were also digging into these animal-based products without giving it much thought, and that you've come a very long way. And perhaps people at that table are also on their own journeys into making better food choices, and your mere presence at that table might be just that little planting of the seed they make to start making little changes. And that's amazing, right? So your presence there is important, and sharing time with family is always wonderful and special. So focus on that, and things will be much easier at your holiday gathering. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, some of you might be new on your vegan journey, and you might be very tempted by non-vegan options that are at the table. Perhaps it's always your grandma's pecan pie that is tempting you so much, and of course, everybody's gonna be asking you why you're not having it and kind of pushing it a little bit on you, right? So that's just the way families are. So a little preparation really helps here. If you know that that pecan pie is just going to be so tempting and irresistible, this is where you can plan ahead, bring a vegan version of this dish, or offer to make a vegan version with your grandmother, and that way it's even more fun. You share time together, you make a healthier version, and it's better for the animals and the planet, and you still get to indulge and enjoy your treats. Another thing that is very important when you're new and you're feeling those temptations is to focus on all of the foods that you can have, that you can enjoy. Bring a lot of those family favorites in their vegan version if you can. And that way you can focus on all of the things that you can have and not only on the things you can't. Remember, I always tell you that if you focus on lack is what you'll experience, but if you focus on abundance, then abundance is what you'll experience. My next tip is possibly my favorite, and it has to do with confidence. I want you to show confidence in your choice of being vegan. This is so important. I want you to go to these holiday gatherings with your head held high. I want you to remember why you made this choice and why it's so important to you. I want you to go there feeling really, really confident and sure of yourself, and answer questions with kindness, relax, and enjoy the day. People will respect you much more for it. Answer questions without being so dependent on the outcome or without expecting anything from the other person. Just be yourself and feel that reason why you went vegan really powerful and strong inside of you. This is going to guide everything you do and the way you talk to people and all of your choices. Remember that the way we eat and the choices we make at the table, what we put or don't put on our plates, that is as personal choice as anything else we do daily, and we are completely in our rights to do so. And so show confidence about it. Show people that this can be fun, delicious, easy, and that it's nothing strange. I also want you to extend all of that kindness towards yourself too. If you made a mistake, if you answered a question in a way you weren't supposed to, if you ate something that wasn't vegan because you were just too tempted, if you got a little bit emotional when discussions or conversations about this topic got a little heated, that's okay, we're all human. So I want you to extend that kindness to yourself, just dust yourself off and keep on going. Another little tip I have for you, if you're going to a type of holiday gathering where it's not really appropriate for you to bring a dish and you're not sure if there's going to be anything for you to eat, for example, an office party, right? That's the classic example. What I want you to do is I want you to have a little snack before you leave the house. This is really helpful so that you're not at that holiday gathering so dependent on if there's food for you because you're starving. So this is going to kind of take that hunger edge out of the picture and you can enjoy it, and then perhaps you'll see that there are lots of little options there for you. My last tip is to, of course, have fun. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Focus on the fact that you have lots of friends and family celebrating with you. Enjoy this moment all together. It's so special, right? The holiday season is as much about the delicious food as it is about sharing time with loved ones. So focus on that, enjoy it, and of course, dig into that delicious plate of vegan food. So that's all I have for you today. I hope these tips helped you. If you have any questions, remember, I'm going to be hanging out in the comments below, answering any that you might have. And if you have any tips that I didn't mention that really help you kind of navigate this holiday season and really enjoy it, well, leave them below. I'm sure you can think of some wonderful ideas that I didn't even think about. From all of us here at Bramble.com, I want to wish you the happiest of holiday seasons. I hope you enjoy this time with family and friends, and I'll see you again next year, of course, with lots more here at Vegan Outreach.